Crowds to your speakers as Malhotra and Gardner lean in for the opening draw. Puck is down, we're underway, and Adam Yedacek will control in his own zone. Yedacek forward to Protz, Paquette with the touch into the offensive end. Hrebeck will spin it around the back. Kayshawn Aitchison on to Gardner through the middle of the ice, Passmore. Taken along by Protz, who will fire it right back into the offensive zone. Cooper Dennis approaches, Kayshawn Aitchison to him. From the backside, a big hit laid on Cooper Dennis as Mason Zabeski stepped into him. Adam Yedacek collects the puck forward. Quick check on Cooper Dennis over the Bulldogs bench. He looks fine as Jake O'Brien will bring the puck into the offensive zone. O'Brien around the back. Leanders on to Protz, who spins it behind the goal. Zabeski took a run at Protz and just bounced off of him. Charlie Paquette neutralized. Over to Caleb Malhotra. Malhotra with a fake, steps into the bottom of the right circle. Hit the outside of the net with his shot. Nice pass from Malhotra on to Dennis. Dennis operating high on the left. Slides it for Charlie Paquette, blocked down. And Brad Gardner, the veteran center, will spin it back to the Bulldogs' end. Quick up, Malhotra body to body with Hanser. Puck will fall for Von Richter. Hanser deep in his own right wing corner. On for Crombie out of the zone. Sandu right back after, D to D to Ben Danford. Forward on to Caleb Malhotra. He's over the line to the right wing side. Taken by two to the Barrie bench, and Hanser will collect the puck. Hanser interrupted as he looked to dump it in. Sandu laid it off the wall. He wanted Cooper Dennis. Cole Bodwin read it, was there. Bodwin's drive deflects wide. Paquette and Bodwin stacked to the wall. Puck into the skates. Ben Danford, first man to find it. Laid it out through the middle there. I think he was looking for Malhotra. Passmore off the right side with a screen in front. Hit the apron of the goal, and the puck will skip up and into the mesh out of play. Newton, big face-off win to the end wall, but the puck scattered. O'Brien on to Yedacek, who settles it high on the right. Triangle set for the Colts on the penalty kill. O'Brien high on the left side, let it run to Yedacek. Yedacek moves middle. He's got options left and right. Now lays it back to Luchenko, guiding middle. Luchenko down low to Malhotra. Wanted it back for Yedacek. Great breakup by Aitchison. Puck all the way back down to the Bulldog zone. Minute 32 of power play time to work with. Luchenko over the line on the left side. He'll slow up and let the power play unit set. Yedacek from the top. Left side Luchenko. Middle of the line, Yedacek starting to close his way down. Now switches off with O'Brien. O'Brien from the middle. Has Luchenko backside, that's where he goes, and it's a blocker save from Hrebeck, who lost his stick on it. Zabeski trying to scramble it loose. Bulldogs get the puck loose to the wall, but Aitchison all the way down the rink a second time. Leanders quick up. Right at the blue line as Van Acker got everybody back on side, but Von Richter had the time to get over and interrupt. Malhotra was still down as Leanders made the play up, and he had to quickly turn. Van Acker over the line, 48 seconds of 5-on-3. O'Brien slows and settles. O'Brien with Van Acker going net front. Malhotra out to the top. Malhotra to the top of the slot, navigates it on to Yedacek. Head fake, drops it back to Jet Luchenko, navigates high middle. O'Brien settles it down. O'Brien working to the circle, now to Yedacek. Back to O'Brien, open goal, they score! 7th point since he's returned. The captain gives the Bulldogs the one. Right, and came back to his left with the puck. Off the face-off. Puck will be scooped off the wall. And it'll be collected back by Sandu. Sandu to the end wall. Zabeski off of the skate. Malhotra. He'll start his way out on the right wing side. He's got Dennis with him. Malhotra over to Paquette. Nice play by Emerton to step up and block that. Paquette occupied him long enough for Malhotra to take the puck back. Malhotra on to Paquette, walking on. Whistles it, and Hrebeck. That is why Ben Hrebeck has been so hard to beat on this season. He's not the tallest goaltender in the world. He is 6'3". But in a world where you've got, a Matthew Minchak at near 6'7", but Hrebeck is so good at coming out off. Okay. Puck all the way down the ring. That one looked like more of an icing than the last one. Hemming on a steal off of a shin pad. And Yedacek will have it around behind the Brantford net. Yedacek tried it up through the middle for Malhotra. That lane was taken away, and that'll be bounced to the line and out. Played back for Passmore. Passmore on the lob, wanted to let Schneid skate onto it. Swept away from him, Yedacek around back for Protz. Puck came on too hot an angle, Salandra up to it. Kept alive, Passmore down the wall to trouble Paquette. Schneid to the corner. Paquette gets knocked down by Passmore. That was not near the puck as Malhotra collects it. On to Paquette. Paquette up the left wing side, Salandra to him. Paquette throws the reverse hit on him. Puck down to the corner, and we're gonna have a penalty upcoming. And we got a bit of a scrum after the whistle. Emerton will turn around back of his own goal. Drops it on for Calvin Crombie, the former Bulldog. To his left, Baldwin over the line, Gardner. Gardner stops up, had time to get it back to Emerton. On to Aitchison, his drive kicked away by Leenders. Rebound, saved by Leenders, and he'll glove the third one out of the air from Baldwin. And then right to the front of the net, Crombie through glove punches at both Malhotra and at Protz. Caleb Malhotra will lean in for the drop. It's won back by Zabeski. Aitchison deflected through the circle, taken on by Paquette, who will lob it through neutral ice, looking for Dennis on a sneak through. Aitchison touches it down. Points percentage going back to 97-98. There have never been 6 teams at 700 or better in one season. And that's as far back as the OHL website would allow Norm to go. Highest was 4 in 18, 19, 16, 17, 08, 09, and 06, 07. So we're breaking new ground this season in the OHL. That's Dennis over to Paquette. Paquette rolls it into the offensive end. We banked around the back wall, and I think you know the customers. It's Brantford, Barrie, Ottawa, and then in the west, Flint, Windsor, and Kitchener. Touched into the Brantford zone. Protz tried to lay that along. Zabeski catches up to it. Jedicek will fly it high. That'll allow Dennis to skate after it. Dennis off the right wing side for a drive. Save made by the blocker of Hrebic. Malhotra wanted to hold that in. Gardner blocked it. Malhotra had Paquette down the wall. He tried to go across the ice to Dennis in a dangerous position. Hansen, stick lift from Malhotra. Paquette there as well. Crombie finds it. Just got that off the top of the glass to avoid a delay of game. Engel. Malhotra against Zabeski. And Zabeski's got another one. He's on fire in the faceoff circle. Hanser knocks that down through neutral ice. Gardner will waffle it into the Brantford zone. And Owen Protz will kick it to his stick around the back. Protz tried for Malhotra, was just out of his reach. Hanser blocked down by Malhotra. Malhotra keeping it over the blue line, met by Crombie. Gardner looked to sweep that away, and he'll take it on back to Hanser. Hanser too far out in front of his defense partner, Von Richter, who rescues it. Off a skate, and it's Crombie attacking off the right wing side to the front. Backhand, save Leenders, rolling rebound out the other side. Puck rolls back to the line and out of the zone. Another big-time stop from Ryerson Leenders. Charlie Paquette forward. Nick Rosetto, bobbling puck, tosses it into the offensive zone. No pressure Emerton, who gets a D to Gabriel Eliasson. Eliasson hops it out through neutral ice. There's Newton. Newton trying to step in on Jedicek. Try to keep that on side, and now the puck's going to be sent all the way down the rake. It'll be another icing against it. Icing is waved off. Wow. Malhotra the other direction. Tried to step through Aitchison. He'll pull it loose in behind the net. Charlie Paquette to the blue line. Protz over to Jedicek. Jedicek snaps it off the backboards. Hanser follows up. Malhotra trying to get into the path. Paquette's got it again for Jedicek. Came off his stick before it got to him. Cooper Dennis in neutral ice. On to Owen Protz. Protz snaps it on to Dennis through neutral ice. Dennis straight down the middle. Fires. Save made by Hrebic. He'll hang on with 15:26 left to play in the middle frame. Bulldogs piling up a few chances. And I think Zabeski gets it on the possession from Eliasson. I think Paquette initially got the direction, but the next touch was a Colt. Protz starts it up and out to Dennis. As I think Zabeski took a run at Protz and missed him. Malhotra stepped into Von Richter in behind the goal. Protz kept it alive at the blue line. Malhotra twirls and on the doorstep when the whistle's blown. Adam Jedicek, Bulldogs' third power play of the game. Jedicek steps in. O'Brien, top of the left circle. Handles, waits. Hemming followed him. O'Brien, top on the left is Yedicek. Over to Luchenko. He'll settle it down. Luchenko walks on. Backside came off Van Acker's skate. Collected there by O'Brien. Back to the top, Yedicek. O'Brien, low. Van Acker wanted Luchenko. Deflected away from him. Van Acker kept it in the corner. Puck came around the back of the net. And Aitchison was the man to find it and send it all the way down. 30 seconds gone in the power play. Yedicek twists around back of his own goal. And will start his way out to the left. Yedicek carries through neutral ice. Over on the left side, Van Acker. Out of the air is Malhotra. Malhotra stepping back to it. Hanser to the boards. Blocked down by O'Brien. Malhotra kept it alive. Luchenko, high right. Walking on, Malhotra. Back to the middle line, Yedicek. Nice puck movement. Tried it for an open goal, but it's split between Malhotra and Luchenko. Great feed from Malhotra over to O'Brien. O'Brien steps back high. Walks to the slot. O'Brien has options. Tried to play it through the crowd. It comes on to Luchenko. Across to Yedicek's drive. That was handled off by Hrebic. Van Acker wins it back. Yedicek from the left. Has a look along the half wall. It's O'Brien. O'Brien back up to Yedicek. On the right side, Luchenko lurking. Low is Van Acker. Net by Hanser. Van Acker pulled it behind himself to keep possession. Out high, Yedicek. Two Colts followed. Backside, Van Acker scores! Van Acker popped it to himself at the middle of the... Was touched into the offensive zone. Hanser chipped it right back out. Bulldogs were making a change defensively. Trevetsky cuts around behind his own goal. Trevetsky spun it back. Dennis onto Malhotra. Quick play to the middle of the ice, and Paquette with speed. Charlie Paquette chased by Gardner. Paquette turns right, working at Zabeski. Around the back of the net he goes for Cooper Dennis. Sizzled it back around behind the net. Malhotra and Trevetsky both in the neighborhood. Malhotra trying to play the reverse hit on Hanser. Malhotra stapled to the wall, but pulled the puck loose from Zabeski. Over to Dennis. Top of the left circle for a drive. Save made by Hrebic. Paquette tosses Passmore off. That takes a lot of strength. Paquette below the goal line, having a look, plays it to the wall. Protz is at the top, over to Cooper Dennis. Dennis with a screen in front, two men there. Can he find a shooting lane? He will, blocked off by Zabeski. Zabeski to the line, Dennis got a touch, not enough to keep it alive. Trevetsky steals in neutral ice. Playing back to Protz, who has a look at the whole ice. Protz sweeps it into the offensive zone. Bulldogs will change on it. Emerton drops it on back. That'll be Hemming. Right wing side, over the line. Looked like the play was offside. They were going to let it continue as O'Brien will shuttle forward. O'Brien all the way back to Adam Yedicek. I'm right on that blue line, and Hemming brought it over and then back. As Yedicek from Protz. Protz will high lob. Looked like Selander was going to try a fair catch and then saw it was over his head. Von Richter for Zabeski. Zabeski middle, Gardner slows. Dennis to attack. 25 seconds left in the penalties. The puck rolls through the middle of the ice. Von Richter over to Wilmot. Back to Crombie. Crombie hopped into the offensive zone, but that play offside. As the best scoreline. Malhotra up against Gardner. And the puck with some help from the wing will be won back for the Colts. Hrebic's going to play it himself. Wants Bodwin ahead. Play is onside. Bodwin's into the offensive zone. Danford meets him. Malhotra up the wall. Hemming's next to Aitchison. Plays it to Crombie. Middle. Sliding is Danford. Gets it on to Malhotra to the wall. Malhotra with an option ahead is Dennis. Dennis stayed onside. Cuts it all the way down in behind the Colts net. 40 seconds left in the kill now. And Calvin Crombie will toss it low to Emerton. Emerton looking to walk his way forward, pestered by Malhotra, who knew the drop back was coming. Wilmot's next. Over the line and in deep. Yedicek, first man back. Tied up was Malhotra's stick. Von Richter high for a drive. Kick save made by Leenders. I think Crombie got a tip on that on the way through. Von Richter backside, settled by Zabeski. Malhotra had lost his footing out top. Glove save made by Ryerson Leenders. That was huge. As Caleb Malhotra will lean in opposite of Gardner. Almost had it before they hit on Adam Bannock a week ago. But now Dylan Tischerna down with an injury, so we'll see how long that would go. And Luca Testa still week to week, but coming along quickly, so it's been getting closer to what the Bulldogs want to see. They'll settle for Banach in the short term along with Parker Holmes. Malhotra off the right side to the front of the net. Not able to steer that to the goal as Hanser stepped in on him. Gardner slides it around back of his own goal to Hanser. To take it there is Paquette. Malhotra follows up. Crombie around the back of the goal to collect the puck. Crombie through neutral ice. Tosses it down just wide of Leinder's goal. Skips out off the wall where Drevetsky will bang it around back to Edison Engel. And Engel will hold up the Winnipeg Jets pick on to Vladimir Drevetsky. Don't know if he'll get an assist initially off the block, but Van Acker should. Crombie right back in, and his shot deflects off the stick of Protz. Hand of Arebic. First even strength goal of the game. Malhotra and Gardner on the draw. Malhotra gets it back. Protz waves it up and out. Hanser handling it down to his own zone. Crombie on the backhand, dumps it back in. Get a check around to Protz. Protz up the wall for Charlie Paquette. Along to Caleb Malhotra, who gets it out past the line. Cooper Dennis, forward to the right side. Paquette tosses, save made by Arebic. Puck sent into the corner. Passmore on top of it to Hanser. Hanser out through neutral ice. Right back on to Yudacek. Forward to Malhotra, who will flatten it out. Hanser able to pull that back loose. Off the wall, Paquette read it, stole it. Low to Cooper Dennis. Back out front, Paquette scores! Lightning in a bottle! Charlie Paquette! Good thing they both did. Neither one of them saw the other coming at first. Glad to see neither one went down hard. Van Acker slid. Wilmot was able to skip out of the path. That could have been bad for either one. Hanser after it. Dennis to the right wing corner. Malhotra out front. Paquette didn't get what he wanted on the shot. Cooper Dennis trying to collect that puck. Sends it below the goal line. It gets away from Malhotra initially. Eamon Edgar to neutral ice, and Desiderio will run it down the rink. Vladimir Drevetsky to collect. Tried it wide for Engel, but Engel is just getting back into the play. Govro's drive, glove down by Leinders. He'll hang on. Just over a minute apart. It's a minute and 18 seconds. As the Bulldogs went from 2-1 up to 5-1. O'Brien's second of the game, then Paquette and Drevetsky followed. And a third period that had everybody on pins and needles coming in, opened up in a hurry. Tayshaun Aitchison forward. Sebeski had the puck in his skates, would be offside, now is as Gardner. Job to even get this game on the air. As I mentioned, unfortunately, Troy and Norm both snowed in where they are. I was able to get here. It has been an incredible job by our crew as Paquette breaks forward on his backhand. And option there for Gabriel Frasca. Caleb Malhotra on the faceoff will win it back. Yudacek keeps it alive at the blue line. Shuttling it on his backhand. Malhotra after it. Yudacek will pursue Von Richter, who would turn to his backhand. Puck came off Malhotra, but Engel, being the last man in the line, did not want to stand in. Engel on a D-to-D. Across for Cooper Dennis. Dennis over the line, right side. He'll snap it. Glove save made by Arebic. He'll hang on. Parker Von Richter will guide his way forward. Drops it on back for Hemming. Almost intercepted there by Malhotra. Beaudoin kept it alive. Crombie deals it low. Puck hammered around the back of the net. Aitchison will catch it high on the right side. Aitchison slows. Walks the line. Dennis fronts him. Play is on to Hemming, who came available off the left. Hemming in the circle. Snapped. Save made by Leinders. Turned by Drevetsky. All the way down the frozen river it goes. Puck collected by Parker Von Richter. Through neutral ice, Gardner. Across for Crombie, who attacks to the right side. Crombie dueling with Owen Protz. Puck to the line, Von Richter sends it through the front. Wilmot got a piece of it, just not enough to get it on goal. There's a nifty tip from Wilmot. Puck tossed to the front. Malhotra plays it to the wall. Not enough to get it out as Von Richter held it alive momentarily, but now Cooper Dennis is away. Dennis on the break, forehand, puck hopped on him. Caleb Malhotra from in behind the net. Zaleski steps into him. Malhotra trying to wave that down. Van Acker will find it off the left. Dennis had the side of the net open, but the puck exploded. Looked like a Super Bowl. Dennis steals from Zaleski, feeds Van Acker, save Heremic, rebound, rolls all the way back to the line. Angle to Danford. Now Malhotra from the middle, over to the right side, Dennis. Might have been a shot pass for Van Acker, whipped it across the front, wouldn't go. Angle from the left point. Backside, Dennis. Dennis right circle, again blocked off. Zaleski can't get it clear. Malhotra bats it down. Across the front for Dennis, didn't land in time. Poke back to the blue. Danford on the exchange with Dennis, who attacks the circle. Luchenko gets the draw. Getacek over to O'Brien on the left side. O'Brien approaches, steps to the slot, scores! Toss him if you got him! Oh, nope, put him back on. It's Caleb Malhotra who got it. O'Brien snapped it, and you'll see it right there. Off Malhotra and in. Great eye by Getacek holding up there. D to D for Owen Prox. 3:25 left to play in the third period. Puck tossed forward. Van Acker deep into the Barrie zone. Keishon Aitchison around the back of the net for the puck. He's erased there. Emerton slides through for it. Brad Gardner will collect it, and he'll toss it up and out. Danford, wanted that along to Sandu. Didn't have the steam on it he needed. Sandu there to help it, though, as Sandu had a stick and a skate of Salandra. A little bit surprised that went unnoticed. Zaleski cuts, Malhotra to him, and Jet Luchenko takes the puck away. Luchenko battles through the stick of Gardner. Gardner comes over the top with a two-hander. Eric Van Acker's in the pile-up. And Van Acker again knocked down by Eliasson. Salandra into neutral ice. He gets met by Sandu.